Good morning. It's just gone about 9:15 and it's Sunday the 14th of September 2025. We're doing our 14th leg of the walk, the Island Way, and we've just left this lovely campsite called Willowbrook and we're heading on our way to Ballyhornis. We've not yet had a proper breakfast because the town that we're nearby is only about 4 kilometres away, but it's 4 kilometres in the wrong direction, so I figured it made more sense just to head towards Ballyhornis and get a late lunch there. It's about 20 kilometres of walking or so, mostly flat and on country lanes, so we should be there for just after midday, I think. Yeah, so the temperature last night dropped down to about 8 degrees, so both Tess and I were shivering at about 4 a.m. And I found it a little bit tricky to sleep. It's always hard to know exactly how many layers to put on so you're not overheating. Anyway, Tess is modelling her lovely new raincoat, which should help keep her warm today. It's meant to be raining all day, and we had quite a bit of drizzle when I was putting down the tent, but it seems like... Oh, I've seen a car. You clever girl. It seems like we're okay for the moment. So one thing I've noticed on this walk, much more compared to the jog walk, is that I'm smelling smoke as I pass by houses. It might be that it's colder here than it ever was when I was doing Land's End to John O'Groats, or it could be just that fewer people use wood to heat their homes in England. Anyway, yeah, it's quite nice if it's a gentle smell, but sometimes I feel like when I'm really huffing and puffing, I just like to breathe in clean air. So we can see Ballyhornis is only about 17 kilometres away. We stick to this road, but we're actually going to not stick on the main road for obvious reasons, and Tess can be off and it's a bit more pleasant. Although the road at the moment is a Sunday in Ireland, quite early in the morning, doesn't seem to be that busy. It is quite lovely to see these old buildings kind of still somewhat intact, and then next to them the much newer, more modern ones where it'd be actually comfortable to live. But you see this kind of all over the place in Ireland. So it looks like with all these cars, everybody's at church at the moment. We won't really disturb them, we'll just keep walking. Interesting little art project here, not quite sure what it is. There's a nice bench if I needed one. And here is our first pub of the day. I think I remember saying before, but it's really hard to find the pubs on Google Maps. Most of the times they're just not even listed, or if they are listed, they were in fact closed several years ago. So we'll see if we can find this one on Google Maps. And it looks like it's relatively well maintained. Very interesting looking building here. I wonder if it's the same dispensary as what an American would call a dispensary. And here is Ireland, green as ever. Got quite a nice vantage point up here. But to be fair, most of the walk is quite flat today. It's entirely between, I think, 70 and 100 metres above sea level. So we've got a few ups and downs, but nothing major. Nice, easy Sunday walk already. And I think it'll be the first time this trip where I'm going to get into a place before I'm allowed to check in, because check-in's at 3 p.m. and if I keep this pace I should arrive about 1:30, so I'll be able to sit down, have a little relax and a coffee and some lunch, and then go check in. So the rain came down, and fortunately it's not as heavy as it was, like a little drizzle now, a little bit windy, and we're about 5 miles in, so we're approaching halfway. Tess, if you look, has found another stick. It's a nice stick, Tessie. So here we're looking at Cluna Loch in the far distance. I think we're going to walk a little bit closer to it so you get a better view. It's Loch number 81 on our map, whatever that means. The cows seem interested in us today. They're kind of creeping towards us as if we were going to go and risk hanging out with them. This is a curious thing. They're extracting the wood from the bog and they're drying it in triangle shapes, and then they're going to burn it on the fires. So they made these little stacks. There's wood that was from the bog, left it out to dry, and then next year they'll be able to burn it. So here we've got a little parallel set of roads to the main road, which you can see kind of through that tree tunnel right at the far. And we're going to take the parallel roads to stay off the main road for as long as we can. The main road doesn't look too busy at the moment, maybe a car passing every 30 seconds or so. Well, that's good news if you can see it. 7 kilometres to Ballyhornis. That's an interesting fella. Nice charming little house there as we come past. And this is the long road down to Ballyhornis. And now we're at 6 kilometres to go. Good girl, puppy, you're doing so well. Is anybody at home? Hello? Anyone at home? Oh, what a roller coaster road this is. You can see it all the way for a while. Oh. Hello? Anyone at home? Yeah, Tess and I are both really wet, but we know we're only about a mile away. It should be like a secret little path on the left, which means we don't need to go onto the almost motorway to get into the town, which should be nice. But all the cars have to kind of go onto the national road to then turn back into the town. So hopefully we can find our way. So we're on this little track into the town centre. I don't know if it's supposed to be on it or not, but it does show up on Hiker as a legitimate way, also on Strava. So it says danger of maybe farm animals, but also it is up for sale. I don't see any signs of recent kind of animals being here in terms of droppings. So we're just going to go for a trip. So you can see in the distance there are cows. I don't really see a safe way through, and they've got cars as well, so I think we're going to have to turn back and do the little stretch on the main road, unfortunately. But never mind. Anybody at home? Strange walk into Ballyhornis. You're going to go from like really major road to all of a sudden into town. I'm going to try and find a bite to eat and then check in. But yes, we are an hour and 10 minutes early for check-in. So hurrah.